Good morning, my students. I hope you are doing well. So today I have brought chapter 3, class 9 maths, coordinate geometry. This is an introductory video. Kindly go through it thoroughly. Let's begin. So let's start with the coordinate geometry. Now here you can see in the figure, we will be using graphs to understand this chapter in detail. Now, let's refresh our knowledge. First of all, what is latitude? You might have learned about the latitude in social science, geography. Parallel lines which appear horizontal running from east to west directions. They are known as latitude. You can see here north and south direction shown with the arrow and east and west directions. Now you can also see the longitude here. The parallel lines which appears vertically running from north pole to south pole is called the longitude. So here is the better picture for latitude and the longitude. So latitude is west to east. This line we will term as x-axis, whereas longitude, that is north to south, we will term as y-axis. Now let's begin with the geometry, coordinate geometry, chapter 3. Now the branch of mathematics which deals with the location of the object in 2D, two-dimension plane, is called the coordinate geometry. You can see that I have drawn x-axis and y-axis which intersect each other at point O, that is the origin point, that leaving 4 quadrates behind. You can see quadrate 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to go anti-clockwise. So first quadrant, you can see both the numbers are positive. Second quadrant, you can see that x is negative and y is positive. Third quadrant, you can see that x is negative and y is negative. For the fourth quadrant, you can see that x is positive and y is negative. Now, Cartesian system. As we have just refreshed our knowledge about the geographical terms, latitudes and longitudes, the concept of geography is used in our daily life. Let's go through one activity. Now consider a glass is kept on the table. You want to define the position of that glass as we can see in the figure. Now the glass is near two edge of the table, that is left and the bottom edge. So you can say that it is with the x dash and y dash position. Now we can decide the position of glass as shown in the figure 3.2. You can also use the graphs and you can decide the position of the glass. Now, as we have seen in our example, the position is defined by two edges. These edges are mutually perpendicular to each other. You know that when two things are perpendicular to each other, they are at right angle. These edges are known as axes. Thus, the system used for describing the position of object in the plane is called the Cartesian system. Draw a plane of sitting in your classroom, pushing the desk together. Represent each desk by a square. In it, write the name of student occupying the desk and the position of each student represented as the row in which he or she sits, the column in which he or she sits. That will be your answer. Here is the activity, the way we can do by arranging all the columns and all the rows and all the desk according to column and the rows. So name of the student occupying the desk A, that is in the second column and fourth row. So y-axis it is on the second number and on x-axis it is on the fourth number. This activity gives you a brief idea about the Cartesian system. Now plotting a point in a plane, if it is a coordinates are given to you. Now in this chapter mainly they ask you to plot the point. Now remember, the first number always represent the x and the second number always represent the y. So origin is the point of the intersection, that is O. Two fixed mutually perpendicular lines which determine the position of a point in a plane are called the coordinate of axis or coordinate axis. Here I have used x and y axis. You can see I have also labeled x and a y axis. So this way you have to draw in your graph book. Types of axis. X-axis, the horizontal axis is called the x-axis. X, point or coordinate is called the abscissa or abacia. X point or the coordinate is called the abacia. Y-axis, the vertical axis is called the y-axis and the y coordinate points are called the ordinate. So x point coordinate is called abacia and y coordinate point is called the coordinates or ordinates. Now let's take some illustrations. Question 1. On which axis do the given point lie? So first 4, 0. So here 4 is abacia, x coordinate, and 0 is ordinate, that is y coordinate. So 4, 0 that will lie on the x-axis. Second, 0, minus 5. That will lie on the y-axis. 0, 9 again y-axis. Minus 7 and 0 x-axis because the first abacia is given and ordinate is 0. 6, 0 that is again on the x-axis. 0, 8 so that will lie on the y-axis. I will show you how to represent this coordinates in the graph book in the next video. Now here you can see there is a question given. You have to answer this following question. Write the coordinate of point. First, lying on a x-axis to the left of the origin at the distance of 5 unit. So you can say it is 5, 0. Lying on a y-axis to the lying on the x-axis to the left of the origin, that is a distance 5 unit. So you are going on the left hand side, so minus 5, 0. Lying on the y-axis upper part of the origin in the distance of 3 unit, so answer will be 3, 0. Above x-axis, lying on y-axis at the distance of 6 units. Now that will be 6, 0. Now above x-axis, lying y-axis at the distance of 6 units. So your x is 0 and your y is 6. So answer is going to be 0, 6. Below y-axis, lying on a y-axis at the distance of 2 unit. So your answer is going to be 0, minus 2. You can see that I have plotted the given ordinates in this figure. Now quadrants. Both this axis, x-axis and y-axis divide the plane into 4 parts known as quadrants. Note the coordinate of origin is always 0, 0. You can see quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to go to the anti-clock system. Now sign convention for the quadrates. Now quadrate first, abacia is going to be positive, ordinate will be positive. Coordinate 2, Abacia negative, ordinate positive. Quadrate 3, Abacia negative, ordinate negative. Quadrate 4, Abacia is going to be positive and ordinate will be negative. Now here let's define the position of point A in the line. You can see that A point, Abacia is 2 and ordinate is 1, because you can see that on x-axis it is lying on 2, on y-axis it is lying on 1. So point A is plotted as 2, 1 with the Abacia 2 and ordinate 1. Point A is written as 2, 1 where 2 is Abacia and 1 is ordinate. Note 1, 2 is not equal to 2, 1, because in case of 1, 2, 1 will be Abacia and 2 will be ordinate. Here, in which quadrant do the following points lie? Now remember, -3 and 2. So Abacia is negative and ordinate is positive. So you can see that if Abacia is negative and ordinate is positive, it will be in the second quadrant. 4, 6. Now both are positive. So that will lie in the first quadrant. Now 5, -3. Now 5, that is Abacia, which is positive, and ordinate, which is negative. So it will lie in the fourth quadrant. And the fourth number is 0, 4. Now 0 represent x and 4 represent y. So that is not lying in any of the quadrant, but it is lying on the y axis. You can see the answers which we have just discussed. Points to remember while plotting a point on the plane. There are few steps that we should always follow to plot a point on the plane. Number 1, draw two mutually perpendicular lines on a graph paper, or we can just make any paper and just turn into horizontal and the vertical folds. Make their intersection point O, the horizontal line, as XOX and YOY. Choose suitable points according to the position. The point should be in some pattern like 1, 2, 3, 4 or 2, 4, 6, 8 or 3, 6, 9, 12. So you should always choose one pattern to plot the point. Now this pattern will be fixed for entire graph. To plot point P, which is AB, start from origin and move A units along the x-axis, right side if x is positive and left side if x is negative. Suppose we arrive at point S, then move B unit vertically upward if ordinate is positive and downward if ordinate is negative. The point where we arrive is our final destination. Now, this is a 10-minute small test that you will perform in your notebook as well. Now, perpendicular distance of point 4, 3 from the y-axis is, now it is about the perpendicular distance from y-axis. So, 4, 3. So, perpendicular distance will be 4 units. The perpendicular distance of point P, 8, 2 from x-axis, that is going to be 2 because we are considering from the x-axis. The area of triangle formed by point A, B, C. You have to plot this in the graph and then you will find the area. Okay. So for that you need to first plot these points, join the lines and then take the base and the height, and you know that how to find the area of triangle, that is 1/2 base into height. The measure of the angle between the coordinate of axis is 90 degree because they are mutually perpendicular to each other. Point -4, 0 and 6, 0 lie in which quadrant? Of course, that is the ordinate is 0. So both of them, they lie on the x-axis because ordinate is 0. Two points having same ordinate but different abacia lie on the line parallel to x-axis because they have abacia that is negative, or that can be they are different, but ordinate they are same, so they would be on the line which are parallel to x-axis. X coordinate of every point on the y-axis is always 0, because if you are considering x coordinate, your y is going to be 0. In order to locate the position of point of a plane, we require two perpendicular lines. The abacia of any point on y-axis is always 0, because on y-axis you will always find the ordinate, not abacia. The ordinate of point on x-axis is, that is 0, because on x-axis you will not find any ordinate. So this was the introductory video about chapter 3. Next part you will find how to plot the graph and the coordinates in the given quadrant. I hope you have understood so far. Kindly go through this video and go to the next part. See you for the next session. Take care.